Hey guys, I'm back here again. Got another quick update here for you for the Montgomery Ward's rototiller here. I thought I'd do a 5 or 10 minute video today because we had some free time right now, and the weather was pretty good out here right now. Got the status update here. We got the recoil unit fixed on the machine. Recoil unit's ready to go on here. So working fine. We had to replace the rope. The spring inside in here, and I also had to replace the actual recoil plastic plastic rubber we'll call holder right here for the rope. So that's all put back together on there. It was kind of a difficult trying to find some of these parts on eBay, because I was basically looking on eBay for a bunch of either used or new old stock stuff out there. So I want to get the correct looking the recoil rope holder on there for that, and we find a good one for about $3 online. Plus we also got genuine we'll call Briggs & Stratton rope on here as well too, so that's working good. New recoil spring in here, new old stock, so it's basically all new old stock, the spring, the rope, and also the actual pull handle right here for that. So it's probably about at least 15-20 years old for all those three pieces right there for that. So the other stuff we did on here, we installed a new air filter on here. Got a new air filter. Let me double check it here. Yep, got a new air filter in there. Let me see, get a better shot here in the bottom here. Sorry about that. Get a better angle right there for you. New air filter in there is definitely new. Cleaned out the tank on here as well too. I put a bunch of ball bearings down inside the tank on here, and got it all cleaned up, so it looks pretty good down inside the tank right now. The carb has been thoroughly cleaned out, rebuilt on here as well too. Got a new spark plug in here. Got a nice shorty spark plug on here, so it'll work perfectly fine with the contact piece right here for the kill switch. They have a rudimentary kill switch on these ones like this. All it does is just go over there and contact on the wire and a spark plug adapter right there for that. So that's how it functions for that. We're still waiting on another cable right here for that, because we ordered one cable off of stens, and we went ahead and ordered a secondary cable from stens as well too, because the first one wouldn't made up correctly on here for that, because you have this bracket up here, and what was going on was the this one right here. This is the OEM cable. This cable's basically broke, right? It's split down here, and the new cable would not made up correctly here for that. It didn't have a special lock nut on here, so we had to look online for at least a half an hour to try to find something. So I even contacted Stens customer service, and they sent me out a new cable right here for that, because I needed to buy at least 2 or 3 different variants to see which one was actually going to work on this machine, because unfortunately they don't have any parts for this specific model anymore, because it is a Montgomery Ward's, and it's no longer available. The actual parts inventory is no longer available from the manufacturer, because for all intents and purposes, Montgomery Ward's been out of business thinking back in I think it's 02 or 03, somewhere around. I think it was like pre-2005. Montgomery Ward's went out of business, so it's basically a defunct brand, and trying to find parts for it is going to be extremely difficult. So we'll go ahead and fire it up here for you. We also changed out the oil. Got new oil in the engine here as well too. Carb's all cleaned out, rebuilt totally. We did put nail polish whenever you mate the carb to the base of the, or I should say, when you mate the carb's base to the actual gas tank on here, it's highly recommended that you put nail polish to get the gasket seal right on here for that, because if you don't do that, there's a high likelihood the carb will be leaking around the base plate right here for that, because you have a gasket right here, and we always recommend putting a nail polish on the bottom and the top of the gasket in order to seal it correctly, because if you don't do that, there's a high likelihood it'll be leaking. So always remember that fact, and always clean out the gas tank using some kind of ball bearings in there as well too, because ball bearings will work wonders cleaning out your internal portion of the tank. So let's go ahead and fire it up here for you. Do a test fire or test run. See how that goes here. Runs good, fires up okay, sounds okay, there's no smoking. And we'll go ahead throttle around here. There's low speed right there. The throttle cable is broke. It's broke right here. It won't work correctly. We'll get it shut off. Yeah, it works good, no problem. It's working fine. The engine's running okay. We did have it running here about 10 or 15 minutes. That's why 10 or 15 minutes ago. That's why it took 2 pulls to start, because some of these ones they're kind of finicky when it comes to choking on her for that. So that's why I took 2 pulls rather than 1 pull on it, because these older engines like this one, they tend to run more rich out there for that. So it was basically chugging itself out the first time I pulled it over. Other than that, it's basically done. Like I said before, we're still waiting for the new throttle cable back here for that, because the one we got on here right now is cracked and damaged, and we had a second one on order and it would not work correctly because the length was I think about a ½ inch shorter, even though it was supposed to be a OEM type or OEM spec or OEM like cable for this machine. And we got a second one on order, so hopefully we'll be able to do a second or a third video about this machine here in the future. And other than that, other than the cable, everything else looks okay on here. We did have to modify a spring, because unfortunately on the back here, the tensioner spring on here for the tensioner of the belt, we could not locate a comparable one. I went to my hardware store. I went to Home Depot and Lowe's, and we could not simply find a tensioner spring that was identical to the one that was currently on a machine, because the one that was on a machine, it was quite bad, and I think it was actually rusted on there for that, and we had to replace it because it was basically stretched out of whack, and it was not providing proper tension on the belt system on here as well too. So we had to get a secondary spring, and we basically had to I cut a few links off of the actual spring on there for that for it to work correctly. So now it looks like it's okay, and we'll do some further testing at a later date here once we have the new throttle cable on the machine. And if anybody has any questions, whatnot about this machine, this is the second update video for the Montgomery Ward's 1970s rototiller, the front tine rototiller to be specific. And just drop me a message if you have any questions about this machine. The machine's running great as it is right now. Doesn't have any kind of weird knocking or banging or clang coming from the engine. And the carburetor build was a total success. So it's almost, I'd say it's about 98% ready to go back to the customer for that. So I'll see you guys, and have a nice day.